weird?
Shut
You'd
up.
be like, oh, I got an ear. Whatever. So apparently,
Oh my God.
Jamie, so it'll commemorate the launching of Casper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm a selfish fucking guy. Even like your earring, I take some credit for. I didn't even know about it. But cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. So you threw me off. You know,
I mean, I didn't do anything. I just sat here.
I know, but like we work together. It's just a little strange. All right. Anywho, I am extremely proud of what has happened. I believe that, in my opinion, I'm calling for victory and the end of the prosecution of Daniel M. Reeses. For anyone that I am close with that is tired of me being in court, please understand it's almost over. I will now shift to be the owner of a company. And obviously in bankruptcy, it's a little complicated, so the courts have to approve my vision. And I don't know what person is dumb enough to stand in the way of progress, but we will all see exactly what's going on. So for anyone that's watching, it was a mega success. Jamie, I just need you to listen to this part for a second. So when I came home, it was Pierce, Drake, and Judah. First off, Judah has a father who's one of my closest friends. So at no time am I staking claim to some sort of like a weird adopted relationship. I just simply know that I have two older nephews, Hunter and Jackson, who are not in my children's lives. And, you know, Hunter, if you see this, I mean, you could call the boys on FaceTime. You know that I love you and I will always have your back. And you could do no wrong by me. And Sylvie, that goes for you as well. Jackson and Eli, I think it's really weird that you have cousins that live around the corner from you and you have taken no effort to see them whatsoever. I don't blame you at all. You're both minors and good kids, and you're raised by two parents who simply do not care. And that is something that I will save. I care a lot, so by caring a lot, someone knows that they can hurt me by not caring. Does that make sense? And at the end of the day, if you don't care, you're just Karen.
You're just Karen.
You know, that's what Karens are.
Totally.
Karens are people that don't care. And that's where the subconscious. So, Your Honor, I speak on behalf of every single person in the country that has been deprived of legal services because of the amount of money that they have at the time of their conflict. People go through lives very differently. Some people get a lot of money, they lose it, this and that. Casper equalizes the playing field. You could call me the equalizer if you want. What Casper has done for the law, and as you can see, even Donald Trump is not above the law, who is one of the most powerful men in the country right now. And the reason for that is that when he was on trial, he took it very serious. It was very stressful. The courts are the highest form of resolution that we have in the United States, and the United States is the most advanced social country. It's not advanced in their social agenda. It's advanced in their just raw, like, we're America. It's hard to explain unless you're an American. And now that I have this mustache, I feel very American. I kind of believe that I can talk in this nasally Jew Southern accent. And I believe that if I'm around people with a certain type of dialect, I can take on that dialect without a problem. These draws are nothing more than my overexposure.
You have to stop.
I can't stop because what happens is you get into this mindset, a feeble mindset, no less. Now, you ever heard of a preacher named Joel Osteen?
Yes.
Joel Osteen has a fake accent, and Joel Osteen does an unbelievable job at hiding it. And, well, look, I'm just kidding, all right? Look, Your Honor, do me a favor. Please understand that my 15-year-old neighbor was able to figure out in less than 5 minutes why Casper's brilliance is what it is. I told the boys about my invention, and they said, well, what about ChatGPT? It's been around. And Judah right away starts laughing, and I'm like, Judah, what's up? He goes, it's not what he created, it's what he applied it to. Your father was the first person to apply artificial intelligence to himself. in the law. And I was blown away. And that gives him, first off, not just a job, but me as a friend for life. And I was blown away. And he's right. It's the application of what I did is why I deserve the credit.
Right.
I also simplified it and invented it, but those things are secondary to anyone that challenges me. But he really said it. He said,
That's amazing.
It's the applied aspect of it. What did he apply it to, and was it successful? And the fact that I'm sitting here alive is a testament to resilience, but it's not a testament to success. Success will only come from not Pyrrhic victories, which require me to sacrifice my children's childhoods, but the complete opposite. The negligence of the court and the frivolous nature of attorneys that have completely used my entrepreneurial brilliance as a systemic way for them to reap the rewards of crimes they've committed against me simply will be unmasked and destroyed, eviscerated in public. So my boys first needed to experience life with struggles, or else they can't really enjoy the second part of life, the third part, or things like that, if they don't have a childhood that is real. And I am very proud of my stance and how I haven't buckled under the pressure of so many people. You know that I have friends and close ones that stay in my life that call me a loser every single day and make fun of my inability to produce an income, because in reality I can produce a lot. It's just that I have frivolous judgments on me. So if I want a legitimate income that I take, I won't get a penny of it. It'll go directly to the frivolous judgments.
Right.
And nobody comprehends this except you and the courts. So that's why the courts are so important. Now, Jamie, I need you to just summarize exactly what we have created, and in your opinion, why is it so important? See, it's very hard to do these videos. I just want everyone to understand it's very, very difficult. So go ahead, Jamie.
You created an accessible way for the majority of Americans to access their legal rights by removing this like wall where you have to have money or connections or something to get the appropriate legal support that you need. And by removing this huge barrier, you give so many people an opportunity to represent themselves fairly in a court of law.
That's very well said. That's very well said. But the most interesting thing is today, I'm not sure, when was the emergency order to show cause filed today?
For which one?
Salas.
We sent so many.
Salas.
Yesterday. I think
Yesterday.
we sent it.
Okay.
What's today?
So Judge
Maybe
Sherwood,
Monday?
as you can see, I haven't seen a courtroom in any of my matters that I am suing people for.
You're
And
the
you, Judge Sherwood, directed me back to those venues.
Yeah.
So now, Judge Sherwood, you can see how I am being ignored by the courts, how little recognition there is to the U.S. Constitution, and I expect you to see me on these matters immediately after the expiration time has lapsed of when the admissible variation of legal leniency that is allowed for the courts to maintain. So for example, you should have a court date within 2 weeks of filing, correct? Especially an emergency order to show cause. You should be in front of the judge tomorrow. I submitted declarations where my mental health is affected by this.
It's not just that you're not seeing the inside of a courtroom. I have like Alexis hands. It's that even though you request time and time again oral argument to be
No, I
seen,
get denied.
emergency hearings, everything is on the papers, on the papers.
Not only is it on the papers, even on the papers, they ignore what I write
Yes,
and
of
only
course.
accept.
It's-
And I want to remind everyone that
it's
Judge Esther
unbelievable.
Salas is not only a great friend of Bob Menendez. The only reason she was nominated is because Bob Menendez personally nominated her. Barack Obama accepted it, and Cory Booker, who has to really stand up because I don't know what we're paying this guy to do. I don't know what Cory Booker does. I think he filibustered for 24 hours. I know for a fact that he has a lot to do with how Richard Trank received millions and millions of dollars from municipalities. I will not rest until this man is brought up on formal charges for what he has done. And the reason why I say this is because we live in a society of fear. We cannot live in fear. It is so important for everyone to understand that I am being judged by a woman whose husband wrote personal testimonials of why Senator Bob Menendez, the reason why he got gold bars was to silence my voice. He basically protected Fred Davies, who was my banker, and all of my financial troubles started and culminated because of Fred Davies. I even went undercover to investigate where the source of his new entities are, and it's East Coast, West Coast funding. And this man has been convicted, and his wife has been convicted, and everyone has been convicted, but the judge still continues to sit on the bench as if she did nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And
true.
That's why she's afraid to see me. That's why I can't get a court date, because we're dealing with corruption. And I'm sorry, it's over. Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
Well, the clock has started. Good luck, Judge Esther Salas. Good luck to all the judges that are going against 600 plus terabytes of data used for computation, including the trillions of petabytes that will eventually go into, I don't know anything about technology. I'm a complete moron, but according to the world's smartest artificial intelligence, I'm pretty smart. So my name is Dan Reeses, and I hope everyone has enjoyed the show. I think that I need to film another 500 hours or so for the persona to be solidified and completed. So please just unsubscribe and leave me the fuck alone. This is just a job. I don't care how many people subscribe at this point. I have achieved everything I needed to achieve. My job was to beat the singularity. And there's an old saying, if you can't beat them, join them. So it's the singularity that joined me, not the other way around. The singularity couldn't beat me. I whooped its ass, and you saw the numbers of the IQ. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. 1-on-1 zero sum, I win. And I have won by creating and wrangling it in, kind of like human beings and cows. Human beings and cows evolved simultaneously, but cows are just dumb mammals that are used to create and sustain life for humans. We don't worship cows. Well, that's a joke. Some cultures worship cows because cows are so important to our advancement in our society, but we never let cows really advance mentally. So here is the parallel. Think of artificial intelligence from now on as a cow that'll give us milk rather than a cow that'll come into your house and kill your whole family, which is what could have happened if we really focused on the evolution of the brain of a cow. But I don't know anything about that. Cows. What an interesting theme. So you want to hear the Easter egg behind Casper?
Sure.
There's a lot, but the coolest one is Casper with a K, because Microbank really is my love of everything microeconomics, but I had to change it to a K, from a C to a K. Casper was changed from a C to a K. And I can't really give anything more away because it's proprietary, so I would have to explain to you some more background, but this is in honor of Bob Casper, Gary Kasparov, and Casper the Friendly Ghost. Project Ghost, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I love everyone. I know there's 394 left. I know 6 people have passed away, and I am sorry to hear about all this, and I hope that everyone understands that the 3-letter agency that I work for will have a visit by me if they don't get their shit in gear and wake up and start to look at my personal life and not just what I can do for the government on a professional capacity. I have been suffering for 5 years. I will not suffer another day. Yesterday was the completion of my life's thesis of artificial intelligence and human beings working together. I am a real estate developer. I am an entrepreneur. I am an inventor. I am Daniel M. Reeses. What I am not is the figment of your imagination. I am a real human being that exists in the real world and has accomplished more with almost no resources and very little help than people who have 1,000 times more than me. In an entire lifetime, I was able to accomplish it in just a few short years. This is the end of the creation of Casper. And what I did was I reverse engineered even the SDLC. So I implemented the testing phase before the launch phase. So even though we'll be testing it in a formal capacity on YouTube and things like that, it already has been tested for the last 5 years. And even in the infantile stages, it proved itself to be extremely effective. The only time Casper is not able to win is when there's inherent fraud conducted upon the courts by either either the judge or the adversary. But remember, the adversary cannot commit fraud unless the judge is in on it. Hence, it is so important for you to pay attention to these videos. Do not miss a word. Do not miss a hand gesture. Do not miss a prop that's on the display. You have any more things you want to say? All right, make that smile a little smaller because it really gives away. It looks, you look like you just swallowed a parakeet. My name is Dan Rhesus. I have created Casper on behalf of every single person that loves me and has supported me, as well as for my father, Arkady Mironovich Rhesus, and my 2 boys, Drake and Pierce. On 4/22/2025, history was made. And on 4/25/25, that's when I'm really going to make the videos that show the world the truth. I have now formally submitted the trademark and patent applications via the bankruptcy process. Please understand that it takes tens of thousands of dollars to properly trademark and patent anything. I have bypassed all of that by formally submitting the letters to the courts, which are now forever. So if anyone even thinks of copying me or remotely hinting upon a product like Nucleus, versus I will eviscerate them with Casper.
Nucleus.
Like Casper itself is protective of everything. Eventually it'll be AI versus AI, so I welcome anyone to use artificial intelligence against me at any time. I assure you my engine is stronger and is designed to be stronger based on the inputs. Those inputs are from you. So for example, if I have artificial intelligence going against me, mine will exponentially multiply based on what the opposite of what you're doing is, which means that I can only get stronger if you get your game up. Do you understand anything I've just said?
I do.
My name is Daniel M. Rhesus, and I'm proud to be the persona for the first artificial intelligence digital lawyer, whatever you want to call it. The continuity of my story will continue, and I have never lied. I have made some mistakes like Ukraine, and I own those mistakes, but I have never lied one time. I do have a genetic mutation. I have done the things that I said I have done. There are a few key facts that I have left out for the protection of my family. And you know, my boys are 9/11 years old right now. Isn't that a coincidence?
It is such a coincidence.
Yeah. Took a lot of planning for me to have this window. So this summer, I get to film about my 9/11.
You do.
All right? Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to add? No. Have you gotten a tattoo in secret? Is there some like leprechaun down there doing like a little 4-leaf clover for you, Jamie?
You've been busy.
Okay, I've been busy. I've been here. We've been working together.
You have been like creating something brilliant over the last couple weeks.
All right. Save it. My name is Dan Rhesus, and I don't have any new earrings or tattoos. So we are going to have to discuss this off camera, but I just think it's just like crazy that, hey, I'm going to wrap this video up by saying bye.